Welcome back to our channel. Today I am going to be showing you how I make cold process soap. So it's really simple. You need a scale, your mold, your oils, your lye, and your distilled water. So my soap recipe calls for olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, and castor oil. So what I'm going to do, since I don't have enough olive oil, is I am going to use sunflower oil. There are websites out there that you can plug in your different oils. As long as you know how much oils you need, you can play around with the numbers. It has a chart that tells you like the hardness, the cleansing, the conditioning, bubbly, the creamy, and it gives you numbers. And if your recipe is in between those numbers, then it should be a good recipe. So I was able to find a recipe where I could use up the rest of this olive oil and then use sunflower oil. And I'm still going to include the castor, the palm, and the coconut oil. Today, I am not going to be adding any fragrance or additives to it. It is going to just be my oils. So I measured out my 12.54 ounces of distilled water. I'm going to go ahead and add my lye. Always add your lye to your water, never your water to your lye. And I need 4.69 ounces of lye. And whenever I do this in the house, I make sure to have my fan on and my animals are outside. So when you add your lye to your water, it is going to heat up. Just stir it till it's combined. Make sure you're using a heat safe bowl. These bowls and utensils and stuff that I'm using now are specifically just for soap. I only use these for soap making. So you'll see my palm and my coconut oils are mixed up, and I'm gonna add 4 ounces of olive oil and 10 ounces of sunflower oil. Last, zero out your scale, 1 ounce of castor oil. Give your oils a mix. So now that your oils are mixed up, take your lye water and pour it right in. And you wanna combine your oils and your lye when both of them are cool to somewhere between 110 and 130. So mine are, they are combined. Take your stick blender, tap out any air bubbles. So you'll see here, we have a light trace. It looks to be just around a pudding consistency, but if you go like that, you can't really tell that there's there. So we want to go a little bit further till we get to a medium trace. So you'll see how that soap that we're drizzling across just is kind of sitting on top. That is what you want. And this is where at this point you would add your fragrance. If you wanted to add fragrance, you would add about 1 3/4 ounces to this mix. Now we're just gonna pour it in our mold. So you'll see that made just enough to fill up this mold perfect. And what I do at this point is I just give it a couple taps on the table just to get any air out, which it should be fine because we just did one color. And you'll see it thickened up quite a bit. So once it thickens up after about a couple of minutes, I just take a spoon or a fork and just give the top a little bit of texture. So while I let this sit up for a few minutes, I want to show you a couple of bars I did a texture with just a spoon and a fork. So this is a lavender bar that I did. I cut it with a special cutting tool, and I just did little decorative wisps with the spoon so it came to a peak, and then I just sprinkled lavender buds across the peak. So I think that looks beautiful and it smells amazing. These bars I'm showing you will be available on my Square store in about 3 weeks. So February 25th, I'll be able to list them for sale. And this bar here, I did spoon on this side and I just took a fork and gave it little waves. But this one smells so good and so clean. And then I have an orange soap with calendula petals across the top. And same thing, I just used a spoon. You don't need any fancy tools to do this. So my soap has firmed up. Let me show you what I'm talking about, how you can make designs with a spoon. So you just take your spoon and you're gonna just drag it to the center. So you have your soap in your mold. What you're gonna wanna do is put it somewhere to harden for 24 to 48 hours. And then once it's hard, you're gonna just pull it out of the mold and then cut it up into your bars. And to cure, they need to be somewhere where they are well ventilated for 4 to 6 weeks. This way, it will create a firm, long-lasting soap bar for your family. And this should get you about 10 bars. I am really excited to see how this is gonna turn out, but how beautiful is that? So I'm gonna let this harden and I will show me unmolding it and cutting it up in 24 hours. So it has been a full 24 hours. I just unmolded my bar. This is what it looks like. I am going to put it on its side. I got my tape measure out. Since this is a 10-inch loaf, I'm just going to make them into 1-inch bars. So this is what they look like. And when you cut your soap, you're gonna notice the inside is gonna be a little bit softer than the outside. It's fine, it will harden up. So set these somewhere for 4 to 6 weeks and then they will be ready to use. I love the all natural look that these have. Leave a comment down below if you make soap. What is your favorite kind of soap to make? I love experimenting with different essential oils and fragrance oils and dried herbs. So leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite kind of soap to make is. Thanks for checking out this video. We will see you on the next one.